In only a few more minutes, we're going to be there. All the things we'd read about and heard about. And it was all going to be ours, Henry's and mine, on this 2-week trip. And only a matter of hours from home to California. It was almost too good to be true. But it was true. So he drove us around town. Want to see the stars home? This man is a guide for tourists. Here's a busload touring Movie Land, the sights of Hollywood and Beverly Hills. Dick drove us around to see the stars home. Imagine, taken on a tour of Movie Land by a movie actor himself. That's what I call living. Only a tumble-down shack, but it's home to Cary Grant. Or is it Lana Turner? I get them mixed up. Another little place called home, there. Imagine having to mow all that lawn.
Only a few minutes drive and you're on the beach at Santa Monica. One of dozens of swimming and play beaches along the blue Pacific shoreline. Mile after mile of sand warmed by the sun. Beach beauties everywhere. And art lovers willing to look. This is paradise for thousands of sun worshipers. Californians by birth or adoption. And visitors almost equal number from every state in the Union.
Dick drove us around to the different studios, and I found out most of them are not really in Hollywood at all, but in small towns close by. They all look pretty much alike on the outside, but what I wanted to know was, how about going inside? Dick explained it's pretty hard for visitors to get inside these days, but he did. Movies are made.
Acting as guide for Edie and Henry was a real pleasure. Although he didn't show it much, Henry got just as big a bang out of things as Edie. The Chinese Theater on Hollywood Boulevard, for interesting sights in Hollywood. In fact, their enthusiasm made me kind of interested in another close look myself. So we parked the car and walked over to the forecourt.
So these are the famous footprints I've heard so much about. Sonia Henne, Harold Lloyd. That really goes back before my time. But here's my boy, Jack Benny. And here's Betty Grable, Henry's girl, next to me, of course. You know, I could be a Hollywood star myself. For size, anyway.
The next morning, Edie and Henry started out on a tour south along the coast.